Once again, Mike Mellon's here along with Dave Nellums, and if you want to talk to them at 219-845-1100. A little bit of fallout from the election the day after I had Mayor Tom McDermott in here, and then I left and he stayed on with Dave Kuziak, and they talked about some of the, obviously the election. Hammond had gone all Democrat and Munster had gone all Republican. At the time, it didn't seem as if Mayor McDermott was all that happy about that situation in Munster and how some of the things that had gone down through the election. And it was almost to the point that he was saying, hey, good luck coming to see us on the sanitary district. Going forward after the election and his comments that were here on the air and so forth, do you guys foresee any issues in dealing with Hammond and the Munster?
Well, elections overall are, I was fortunately out of town during the election. It was actually very nice to not be running and to
on purpose.
Yeah, actually, it was on purpose. I mean,
so on purpose you left during the election?
Yeah, I did.
This is your time.
Hey, no, it's not. It's their time now.
No, you're into it.
I'm
man.
Stepping out. I'm moving on. I'm going to be a recovering politician.
How many text messages did you have on Tuesday?
Thousands,
okay,
phone calls. But
anyways,
yeah.
This is Mike Mellon speaking.
But elections are very. Your emotions as candidates, I can speak from experience on this. They become very raw. You get very into everything. You become very in tune in every comment that's made. You read into everything. You construe things to mean certain ways. So it's a very difficult time for candidates. No matter who you are, no matter how seasoned the candidate is. I mean, I'm sure even Mayor Pastrick had some of that anxiety even after his 20th election and so on and so forth. But the bottom line is, I think that I've worked with the mayor of Hammond. I believe we've worked very well together. We've never had any issues. There's times we haven't seen eye to eye, but we've always sat down like leaders of our communities, and we've come to, an overall what's best for the residents kind of philosophy. And I truly believe that the mayor of Hammond, Mayor McDermott, has always kind of worked that way with Munster. He's always worked that way with other communities. I think he's doing a terrific job in Hammond. I think he'll continue to do a terrific job in Hammond from the standpoint of he keeps Hammond moving forward. And I don't see that coming to an end, based on, an election or what's said during an election period. I mean, here's a guy who understands elections overall. I mean, for crying out loud, the symbol of his election was a boxing glove. He understands kind of rough and tumble elections. So I think that when the two communities move forward and they sit down at the table and they talk about issues that are for the residents of both communities, because he's a regional thinker. He's not, this is not a parochial type of thought process that typically goes on with the mayor. I think what you're going to see is that it's going to be business as usual, and what's for the best of the residents on a regional basis is the direction he's going to move. Of course, he's going to, look to favor his city because that's the city that he represents. But I can't imagine, just based on my experience with working with the man, that you're going to see a bitterness or a sour grapes moving forward. He's just not. I hate to say it, he's not that kind of guy. So,
as two communities, we're going to pull together to make sure we benefit our residents, and that's really the bottom line. We're here to make sure that we have everything in place, that the equipment is there, that the safeguards public safety, and that both communities are working towards a common goal, and that's the benefit of all our residents.
All right. We definitely had to address that because he certainly had some things to say here on Wednesday, and I'm sure that folks wanted to hear what you guys were thinking about that.